Hello, everybody. Get ready because we're about to take it to the mic stand. Okay, now, break the chain. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 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 Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We come to break the chains. Let's say now. Walking in a crowd in a faceless town, need to feel the touch of a friend. In the countryside, I wander far and wide. Consternation gets me again. I don't know where to go. Feels like I'm crying. Oh my. It's time to open myself. Do something new. I want to stop and grow up a bit. Then suddenly my intuition and my wisdom grow. And then I know that most of all I spend passionately amid people I don't even know. And suddenly my confidence and my wisdom grows. And then I know that most of all compared compassionately from people I don't even know. Thank you for waking me up. Well, hello, Action Toy Channels. How's your day going today? Hope all is well with you. So how's your day? How'd your day go today? Got two people in here now. So you feel like talking, or are you gonna be lurking around tonight? I'm good and well. Yeah, probably. I guess you guys aren't well with the election going on over the past couple of days here. All the drama that's brought up. Sure, you're probably glad you're not having to deal with it, Lurk. Yeah. All right. Gonna wait a few minutes here. Probably wait till since you're at least here. Probably wait till a 10-minute mark. Then I'm gonna probably get going here. Hopefully, we'll get some more people. If you can remember to like and share, that'd be appreciated. And if you can do something for me, if when you share it, if you share it on Facebook, can you let me know what happens? Because I was trying to share videos on Facebook earlier, and the normal pathway from YouTube apparently wasn't letting me share videos for some reason. So I don't know if that's a temporary thing or if that's only happening with me. So if you do share it, if you share it on Facebook, if you can let me know what happens, be appreciated. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. There, you're getting the error message too. You're getting the error message too, Action Toys channel? App not set up. This app is still in development mode, and you don't have access Twitch to. Hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I was seeing too. But this is the first time I've ever seen that happen. I wonder if this is some kind of like censorship thing they're doing on Facebook or something. What I was able to do is I was just simply copied my link and then shared it via that way. I did it on Facebook, but something must be goofy between YouTube and I don't know if this all has to do with them trying to censor people from because, but I mean that's going a little too far to just because I first noticed it when I was trying to share one of the political guys I follow earlier. But then when I couldn't do even my own video, I realized, okay, this seems screwed up. I wonder if this is a temporary issue that they're just doing because of the elections or what have you. So, and I do appreciate your help there too, and checking that out too. Um, okay, we're now up to 7 minutes 20 seconds here. Um, yeah, I'm sure. I think the next time I decide to do a kind of a retrospective the presidents in comic books, I think I'm going to devote a week to it as opposed because I barely got through one president in just that one night. So I think next time around I'll have to like do it. I have to do it like a week's worth. You know, just make it a week's project. And YouTube, of course, saying that I'm only got one viewer now. Did I lose you, ATC? Uh, the StreamYard is saying I have two viewers. The YouTube page is telling me I have one. So, uh, hey, let's see. I'm up to two here in StreamYards. You're telling me no there. Okay, cool. Let's see now. Um, okay. Let's see. 9:17. Just a few more minutes here, then, and then I'll just kind of get going on, kind of explain what's on tap for tonight. Um, the 9:32 mark there. So okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get start a little bit here. Yeah, so I was looking through bounding into comics today. There were like basically nine stories I could possibly go over. I'm not gonna go over all of them tonight. Obviously, I picked four of them out for tonight. A couple from the anime side of it. Couple from the. I think in total there are nine stories altogether, but there's like five in anime and 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 four in comics. So I picked out four of them for tonight, two from each two anime and two comic stories, and I'm going. Oh wow, we got up to 4 already. You guys can like and share the stream. That really be of some help. Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to share the stream because there's something funky going on with the share link right now. But you can like my stream. That'd be very helpful as well. Get the algorithm up. See if we can get some more people in here. Um, so yeah. So without no further ado, then I'm going to go ahead and get the share screen going here and try, and then we're going to go into um, stories here. Just give me a second to go. Hey, Woody. Error problem exists between keyboard and chair. Okay. Yeah, we were seeing that earlier, Woody. When I asked ATC, laugh a lot. Hi, Woody. There seemed to be an error message coming up if you try to share it to at least to Facebook. I don't know about Twitter or anything like that, but something about the app not going through. I don't know. I don't know if that has to do with them trying to block the shares because of election stuff or what have you, but they're trying to censor that. But anyways, so here we go then. So here's the first story I'm going to cover for tonight. The realm of anime here. Look at that. Look at that machine right there. I think that's a mecha right there. New images offer first look at Pacific Rim anime series The Black. That's the title of this. So here we go. And we talked, of course, about Godzilla the other day. Godzilla won't be the lone kaiju property Legendary Pictures is involved with. That is adapted into an anime on Netflix next year. Pacific Rim is getting a series too, and the first images have been revealed. As an, I guess Pacific Rim is a big mecha anime there. The series is called Pacific Rim the Black, and it comes from Legendary and Polygon Pictures. It's done in the computer animated style of Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters, which some fans already say looks too much like a video game. Okay, so I guess there's that criticism. Um, NX at NX on Netflix shared the pics. They also offer a synopsis. Long ago, humanity defeated the kaiju. Now they're evacuating Australia in 2021. Join a pair of siblings and their battered, long abandoned Jaeger into as they battle across a continent of danger in Pacific Rim the Black. And of course, it's interesting to have Australia in that because Australia is known for having the outback. And then, of course, here's it again here. And here are some pics of it. In the first one, we see two Jaeger pilots preparing to drift in their giant mech, or they are in a practice simulation. Clearly, the male female co pilot dynamic from the movies is carrying on. Yeah, that's always a popular thing to do. Pair guys and girls up together. You know, have so many story elements you can you can add that too. But we're down to three. Oh well, hopefully they'll come back. So, anyways, I just do something here real quick. Yeah, that doesn't fix that problem. Yeah, now YouTube is saying I have three watching now, and um, it's telling me I have four likes. Technically three because the fourth one is from I think YouTube itself. So, anyways, getting back to the and I do appreciate the likes, guys, and helping to get the algorithm out there. So, anyways, here we go here. The two sibling protagonists pictured are named Taylor and Haley. Um, the pair go on a search for their missing parents and fight to survive on a continent overrun by kaiju. Their only weapon and hope is the Jaeger they haven't been trained to use. Yeah, imagine that. You're in a very inhospitable environment and the only thing you have to your name is this giant mecha giant machine that you got to figure out how to operate and defend yourselves with. That's quite an adventure. When you guys say so, uh, yeah. Um, Wonder what happened to you guys because it looks like you guys took off on me there. You guys still here? ATC, you still looking about? Woody? Okay, now the count's coming back up again. We got two people in here. Uh, and YouTube's now saying three again, so and this can be kind of funky a little bit at times. Anyways, back to this. The next image shows us one of the kaiju designs for the show, a more subdued one than in the strange and bizarre beast foisted on us by Guillermo del Toro in the first round by Uprising. So there's another pic of it right there. Another giant monster, kaiju, whatever they want to call it. Other than the gigantic version of the aliens from Attack the Block, starring Pacific Rim Uprising's John Boyega, um, it looks like Godzilla or Gamera after swallowing radium. Okay. Uh, Craig Kyle and Greg Johnson, I guess known for their work on X Men Evolution and Wolverine in the X Men, are acting as showrunners. There is a two-season order, but the exact number of episodes in each hasn't been revealed. Here's another shot of the artwork there. Hello, replying to my hello there. Think about you all the time, and I don't mean a thing. Lonely where you are, come back down. I won't tell you your name. Vice President of Brand Development and Consumer Products, Ellie Deco, for Legendary, speaks highly of the series. This is one of the biggest budget anime series I've had the pleasure of working on, and I think that speaks to the commitment of Netflix and Legendary to anime. Uh, let's see now. Pacific Rim: The Black, taking place in film continuity, will be with us in 2021. Between this, Godzilla Singular Point, which we talked about, of course, the other day, and Godzilla versus Kong, it's going to be a busy year for kaiju destruction and legendary as well. Yeah, with everything crazy going on in the world, that's what we need for our entertainment, right? Big, huge monsters tearing up the place. Something very cataclysmic to look forward to on the entertainment front. Um, an exact premiere date is unknown, but this comicbook.com update seems to shoot for April 23rd. So basically the middle of spring, you know. I guess at a point when we're going to have April showers that will likely bring May flowers. And we're down to two people again. Oh boy. So with that, that's something you guys might be looking to look into. Sounds like an interesting anime, to say the least. Excuse me a moment while I go off camera here. And May flowers bring pilgrims. Yep. 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 I guess. Okay, so moving on to the next story then, in the anime side of it. Let's see. We're already past the 22-minute mark there. Oh, here's the next story we're going to look at. And this will be the last one for the anime side of things. Mobile Suit Gundam's new types move closer to reality with new mind control Zaku mobile suit figure. Oh wow, that's an interesting tidbit. Let's see what they have to say here about this. Humanity has taken its first step towards new type evolution, as a new mobile suit Gundam figure allows a Zaku mobile suit to be controlled with nothing more than a human's brain waves. Ooh. I guess being able to control a mecha through psychokinesis, that sounds pretty interesting. Developed by Bandai in cooperation with Tohoku University and Hitachi High-Tech joint business venture, Neu, the Zaku figure is controlled through the use of Neu's XP01 headset, which actively monitors and measures a user's brain activity, including their brain's rate of blood flow change, and the head's movement and body movement noise. I guess this must be the model right here. Wow. Just one thing, heaven to know. Allah. Hmm. The device works in tandem with Bandai's Xionic Technics, Robotics and Programming Course 1, a smartphone app primarily used to provide fans with education on robotics and programming. By directing users in the construction of a particularly advanced Zaku to translate a user's brain activity and allow them to input up to 3 pre-programmed commands depending on the amount of cerebral blood flow registered by the device. Unfortunately for fans excited to reach the next step in human existence, it is currently undecided whether the mind-controlled Zaku unit um, will be made commercially available for public purchase. Well, that's kind of understandable. I mean, you know, if mind control technology like that, if that were to get out in the public and somebody somebody real smart, like somebody who had a brain like, let's say, Brainiac or Lex Luthor or Darkseid or Desaad or anybody like that, or somebody like Red Skull or Doctor Octopus, any of those type of people, or people who had those characteristics, got control of that technology, you would think that they'd have a chance of really taking over the world. People all over the world. Soul Train. Uh, Doctor Octopus. Hmm. Well, I know it's voiced by Michael Bell in the '80s Spider-Man cartoons, and he was voiced by Efren Zimbalist Jr. in the '90s Spider-Man cartoons. Um, let's see. So, anyways, so that's the first two stories there. Let's take a look at some other ones in the realm of comic books here. I said there were four of these, but we're only going to do these first two right here, both of them involving DC. And this is our daily laugh at the woke BS movement here. DC Comics reveals first look at new non binary Flash and Justice League character, plus gender flipped Teen Justice members. Wow! They're going for broke, getting woke. Ah, well, let's take a look at this one here. See what this has to say. Kid Quick. Oh wow. Kind of did a gender. It looks kind of like they did a bit of a gender. Oh, okay. Um, I see what they did. Okay. Um, so let's read this. DC Comics revealed a first look at their upcoming new non-binary Flash character called Jess Chambers, aka Kid Quick. Um, Now in DC Comics world, there was a Jesse Chambers. Um, she was the daughter of All Star Squadron members Johnny Quick and Liberty Bell. Um, I don't know if they'll still have that connection here. They're saying she's non-binary, which I guess means that she doesn't acknowledge having a gender or something like that. But anyways, as reported by Screen Rant, the character is non-binary and uses they/them pronouns. Oh boy, here we go with the whole pronoun bit again. Screen Rant's Liam McGuire. You can already tell this is going to be a hot seller. The character is gender fluid, non binary, and uses they, them pronouns. Kind of hard to tell with the costume there, but I would argue that, at least from what I can tell, looks anatomically, she looked male, but either male or a very flat chested female. Anyways, Kid Quick will first appear in the 8-page story as part of DC's Very Merry Multiverse by Ivan Cohen and Eleonora Carlini. The character will be part of Earth 11's Teen Justice team. Yeah, they would have to do it on a would have to do it in on a alternate Earth to get away with it. Excuse me for a moment. Oh, like Woody had something else to say. Oh, wait, actually, we saw that earlier, Doctor Octopus. Just give me a moment here. Alrighty, then I'm back now. So let's continue on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, we read that paragraph already. Okay. Kid Quick won't be the only Teen Justice character introduced in DC's Very Merry Multiverse. DC Comics and Cohen will introduce Aquagirl, aka Jackie Hyde, Supergirl, aka Laurel Kent, Robin, aka Talia Kane. Talia is a familiar name considering Talia al Ghul. A character named Donna Troy, and Clarion the Witch Girl. I guess a female version of Clarion the Witch Boy. Yes, here's the artwork on Aqua Girl. Man, they make her look. They kind of make her look. You look at the eyes there. They make her look kind of evil. This is supposed to be a hero. This is supposed to be a hero. She looks more like a villain. The way they're drawing her, she looks more like a villain to me. She's got kind of like sinister eyes and kind of a very sinister smile there. But then again, the weirdness of the woke mindset, right? Cohen described the team to Screen Rant. Teen Justice is a new superhero team on Earth 11, the world where there's a Justice Guild instead of a Justice League, and the heroes are gender flip versions of the heroes of the traditional DC Earth. Now, granted, prior to not as much prior to Crisis on Infinite Earths, but at least prior to Final Crisis, prior to probably between Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis, there was like a gender swap Earth, um, at the very least. But um, and while a lot of E11's history is a fairly straightforward reflection of the mainstream DCU, things are different enough that Teen Justice may, in fact, be the first kid hero team in that world, so their mentors have no experience in how to deal with the dynamics of their sidekicks and proteges setting out as their own independent team. He continues. Oh boy. And I guess here's the new version of Supergirl. Okay, and we were talking about this last week with everything revolving around Batwoman and Batgirl too. This idea is it makes you wonder if these are really heroes. The way they're drawing them, the way they're like really pitching them, it seems more like they're villains as opposed to you know. Again, look at her face. Seems more like nasty and sinister. You know, she's probably going to be somebody. If somebody were to see her flying by, they'd probably run in fear of her, run in fear from her. Look at that face. Very snide looking face right there. And this is how these woke people are drawing heroes. Really. Anybody else want to chime in on this artwork? Because I'll tell you something, it sucks. If your idea of a hero is to draw them as evil looking as possible, then you're an idiot. I'm sorry. Heroes should more exemplify hope and goodness. This facial art, this facial expression is not heroic to me. I'm sure to a lot of classic comic book fans as well. Anyways, moving on to the next. Cohen went on. The membership of Teen Justice includes Aqua Girl, Jackie Hyde. Wonder if she's got a split personality or something because Jackie Hyde that comes pretty close to Jekyll and Hyde, as in Doctor Jekyll and Mister Hyde. I wonder if she's got like if she's been diagnosed with DSD or something like that, um, dissociative social disorder or something like that. Supergirl, Laurel Kent, um, and Robin, Talia Kane. Now, granted, that wouldn't necessarily be the first female Robin in the DC. If you remember, in the universe, in the Frank Miller graphic novel Batman Returns or Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, um, he basically had Carrie Kelly um, as Robin at that point. Who all only seem familiar. Um, Aqua Girl, Aqua Girl is this world's Aqua Lad. Um, Albeit in the mainstream world, there was an Aqua Girl and an Aqua Lad. Tula was Aqua Girl. Um, Supergirl and Robin are the children of Superwoman and Batwoman, respectively. Okay. Um, I guess Robin is the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Kathy Kane or something like that. Well, actually, no, I don't think in this case, no, because if they're playing Batwoman in the same way they played her in the main, she probably went through, in vitro fertilization or something to be able to procreate. She's either sitting there running around with either Renee, if Earth 11's Kate Kane is running around with Renee Montoya, and they had a daughter or something like that. Maybe she did it via in vitro fertilization. Uh, More offbeat characters I doubt anyone would expect are Donald Troy. Oh, I read that as Don. I just made the mistake earlier saying Donna Troy, but I think that's just that's what I was more. Donald Troy. Titans fans know better than to ask who is Zatara's protege. Um, Clarion, the Witch Girl, inspired by Kirby creation, given bigger life by Peter David and Grant Morrison. So we're in seriously weird territory, and the super fast Jess Chambers is aka Kid Quick, whose aunt is Jessie Quick. He explained. Okay. Yeah, Jesse. Okay, Jesse Quick was also named Jesse Chambers, who is the daughter, as I said, of Liberty Bell and Johnny Quick. I guess this is the depiction of Clarion, the witch girl, who, of course, is the female version of Clarion, the witch boy. Hey, Anonymity, how you doing, man? If you can like the stream, that'd be appreciated. And hey, just got off. Hey, glad you showed up. Um, we're going through some articles tonight. Of course, I'm right now going through this article about DC, their latest incarnation of gender swapped heroes and all that. Um, as for the actual story, Cohen explained a New Year celebration, alien starfish, which are a beloved tradition for super teen debuts, mind controlled heroes fighting their sidekicks, and a super team origin story that has no need for any pre existing knowledge of the multiverse or apparently by the Justice Guild, and a few unexpected gender flipped cameos for old school DC diehards. Yeah, Alien Starfish, So this is basically they're mirroring the kind of I think Starro the Conqueror storyline. Here's a pic of Donald Troy, who I'm going to take a wild guess is his alter ego is Wonder Boy, and he may come from, well, maybe he comes from Hell's Island. You know, that's just my guess. They'll also get the debut of Earth 11 Zatara, whose costume is wow, and I can't say enough about Eleonora's artwork. I asked a lot of her in a very short story. Ton of characters, including New Year's revelers in desperate danger, action, and room for jokes, and she delivered. Yeah, I would say this Eleanor lady has a very dark side to her based on what I was seeing in her artwork. Um, she brought an energy to the visuals, a very dark energy, I'd say, that made the story move. And there's no small feat with maybe 10 different characters having speaking parts in an 8-page action story, he continued. And of course, they're swapping Robin out here too a bit. Obviously it's not just a gender flip, but look at her costume. She's got the red mask. Um, she's got the R on the center of her chest instead of either side. Um, oh, here we go again. This one down here kind of looks sinister. Here's the official description of for DC's very merry multiverse. Joy to all 52 worlds. It's time to celebrate the holiday season across the DC multiverse. In 10 stories that will light your Yule log and spike your eggnog. Batman decks the gaslit halls. Lobo goes Old Testament in space. Ragman learns the true meaning of Saturnalia. President Super. Oh, so they have Superman as president here. Okay, that's an interesting tidbit. President Superman attempts to figure out how Bizarro stole Christmas. Oh, okay, that's going to be an interesting one. That's an interesting storyline. And Harley Quinn tries her hand at the interdimensional caroling. These seasonal sagas are sure to help you have yourself a very merry multiverse. Some of this is kind of reminding me of the Justice League episode Comfort and Joy, the lone one-off episode of the first Justice League series from back in the 2000s before they became unlimited, in which they kind of depicted people doing different things for the holidays. I guess as part of the cover picture, you got everybody contributing to making a snowman look like there. All right, there's some interesting artwork there. More gender swapped garbage. Why don't they learn to write a story? Because you know the answer to that anonymity. It's basically because you know it's it's not about telling a good story. No, it's about pushing an agenda. You know that's the reason. So that's what we get here, though. Oh, continuing on with the story. Following Kid Quick's debut in DC's Very Merry Multiverse, the character will be joining the Justice League as the new Flash in future state Justice League. And I know there were some articles about this before too. I think, or well, this may be the article I was thinking of, but Cohen explained that decision. I suggested that Kid Quick could be Earth 11's first gender fluid character. And once editors saw Eleonora Carlini's terrific take on the character design, there was suddenly a lot of interest in them for stories beyond the Merry Multiverse special in December. Here's the cover right here. And before I get to this, I gotta go off camera again here. So we're coming up on we're just past 49 minute mark. So that's good. We're doing some good here. Getting some good time. Um, Here's the official description for future state Justice League. Witness the start of a new era for the Justice League starring Jonathan Kent as Superman, Yara Flor as Wonder Woman, Joe Mullen as Green Lantern, Andy Curry as Aqua Woman. Okay, that's an interesting take. So they're using the so they're using the masculine spelling of the name for a woman. That's a very Interesting take. That particular spelling of Andy, as many of you know, is the short version of Andrew. Um, but they have Andy Curry here as a woman. Hmm. Normally, when Andy is used for women, it's spelled Andi, not Andy. So let's see. A new Flash from the multiverse and redacted as Batman. I guess they were trying to keep that a secret, I guess. Together, they protect the future, yet apart, their identities are secret even from one another. But why? Well, that's an interesting thing too, because at least in more recent years, um, at least in more recent years, maybe even in as far back as Silver Age. Well, yeah, Silver Age. Um, their identities were known to each other, I believe. So let's see. When their greatest adversaries wind up murdered in an abandoned Hall of Justice, all clues point to the Justice League. The new team's adventures begin here. And in a new tale of the Justice League Dark, a witch hunt across the DC universe begins as magic users are harvested and executed, and the team is on the run. Zatanna and Detective Chimp, um, now possessed by Etrigan, um, gone. Let's see, gone. The form of man. Arise, the beast, Etrigan. Uh, must round up new and old teammates, including John Constantine, Ragman, and Madame Xanadu. Their mission to battle the power mad Crow King, Merlin, um, Crow King Merlin, before his plans for magical domination destroy um, the fabric of reality. But where's Dr. Fate? And what led the team to disband in the first place? Discover the truth here. So here's some more pictorials right here. Some interesting costume designs right there. What do you make of Jess Chambers and Kid Quick? Again, I guess as with a lot of you, I would say I'm tired of the whole agenda pushing and the whole thing around the whole thing around gender swapping and stuff. Just unnecessary element there. Checking off check checking off blue check marks or whatever isn't the way to sell stories. Anyways, with that being done, said and done, let's get ready to move on to the next story here. Another one coming from, and this I think kind of is a follow up to the story we read last week about Barbara Gordon. Hell City Hall, Thunder Skulls. DC Comics announces their newest Gotham hero, describes them as a social activist. Okay. And of course, we have the thing here that we were reading, that we were talking about last week with Barbara Gordon joining Antifa, or Gotham's version of Antifa. DC Comics announced their newest Gotham hero, Whistle, who is described by author E. Lockhart as a social activist. Of course. Whistle will make her debut in the upcoming young adult graphic novel Whistle, a new Gotham City hero, with illustrations by Manuel Priatana. Oh God! And let me. I'm going to take a wild guess here. Her superpowers include whistling in such a way that one, she creates sonic vibrations that hurt people, and also can control wind with her whistling. Whistle while you work, and whistle while you play, and whistle, 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 whistle all day. DC Comics describes the young adult graphic novel as a coming of age tale about perseverance, heroism, and finding your voice to make change in your community. Yeah, because the whole idea of fending off international spies and alien invaders and all that's no longer a big deal to them. They're not worried as much about extra, either international or extraterrestrial threats, but hey, let's eat our own here. Let's cannibalize ourselves. That's a far more interesting thing to put out there in comic books. Let's see. Okay. However, right off the bat, they detail that Lockhart's vision of Gotham is not the one you might find in other DC comics. Instead, they describe it as a reimagined Gotham City. Yeah, I know that in a multiverse somewhere they have to have I understand they probably want or have to have a a woke universe where woke ideals are the thing and white people are bad, anybody non-white people are good, white people are the devil, and non-white people are the angels. So ah, in this reimagined Gotham City lives 16-year-old Willow Zimmerman, who becomes the superhero Whistle. As her mother struggles with cancer treatments, Zimmerman takes on a number of odd jobs that eventually lead her to a life altering accident that grants her what DC Comics describes as a sixth sense, that they claim is not only a blessing but a curse. So I guess she's got her own Spidey sense, something like that. And here's, of course, what we saw earlier. Oh, and look there. One of the SJW's mantras right there. Be the change. E. Lockhart, whose real name is Emily Jenkins, discussed the upcoming graphic novel, stating, "Whistle is a hero like me, like you, maybe. She's an ordinary person who sees what's wrong in her city and feels powerless to right it until she isn't." She goes on to state Whistle is a social activist, a secular Jewish person, and a teenage girl working to support her mother through sickness. All elements I haven't seen so much in superhero comics. Of course you haven't. Because superheroes are there to save people from actual disasters like fires, like alien invasions. You know, granted, I know, and I know we'll get more into this as we continue the golden, the historical perspective on Friday. on Fridays. Is but but the thing is that you know now this point's been kind of touched up too a little bit in comics, and I know even on some of the episodes of Justice League Unlimited as well, where the superheroes could theoretically use their superpowers to basically just totally, basically just eliminate all crime and just really just lay down the law hard, you know. Um, so um, excuse me. So that's pretty much, So what do they want to have a hero do? Instead of saving the world from a global catastrophe or a natural disaster or an alien invasion, no, they give us this garbage. Oh, I'm gonna be a hero by complaining that schools aren't getting enough money. No superhero. Okay, so um, continuing on here. The story explores the dark, ethically compromised side of a superhero's life as well as the empowerment. Um, there's the thrill of corruption and the lure of riches on the one hand versus the activist belief in the rights of her community members on the other. So so it all sounds like in that statement, she actually acknowledges that movements like Black Lives Matter and Antifa are corrupt. That almost sounds like what it's saying there. That the so she's actually it seems like this Emily Jenkins person, Eve Lockhart's actually acknowledging the fact that these movements, these insurrectionist movements, are um are corrupt. I want to see if you guys have anything to say on that. Let me take a quick peek at see if there are any new comments that come in. Oh, actually, anonymity did say something earlier. Just going to go grab a bite to eat. Okay. Of course, over the hour mark here. We're on the fourth story already. Um, got four people in here. Great. Excuse me a moment, guys. DC Comics reveals that they will make it very clear that Willow is a social activist, as they detail when she's not on the streets advocating for her community, she's volunteering at a local pet shelter. Yeah, busy girl. Um, they also reveal she will have her own sidekick in the form of a stray dog named Leibowitz that follows Zimmerman around and who she will eventually be able to communicate with. So they're going to give her telepathic powers with animals too. Oh, goody. Um, anyways, I guess what she'll do is if she sees some corrupt businessman, she'll like telepathically tell her dog Chicken boy, chicken boy. They also reveal she will. Oh, wait, actually, we read that part already. Um, Not only will Gotham City be reimagined, but DC Comics also reveals that Lockhart will be putting her unique spin on a few iconic characters from Batman's mythos. Oh, goody. Another woke artist really trying to just dump on classic characters. Hooray! Bravo! So creative, so stunning and brave. Ay, 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 ay. Lockhart reveals those characters include Killer Croc, the Riddler, and Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy would be considered already fairly woke. She's a environmental terrorist for crying out loud. She already would fit well within their ilk. Oh boy. She states Whistle has to ally herself with the best of Gotham's criminal underworld in order to understand the forces that threaten her home neighborhood. DC let me pick from the incredible So now she's gonna again. She's a hero. I ask you, is she really a hero here? They're not just gender. I mean, this sounds more like a story you'd put on Earth 3 for crying out loud. This story belonged on Earth 3. This is no hero. This is a freaking villain. Characters I grew up reading about. It was a thrill to write Killer Croc, the Riddler, and most fun of all, Poison Ivy. Of course, she probably can. This writer and artist probably connect real well with Poison Ivy. DC Comics explains that the Riddler will be Willow's uncle named Edward. I wonder if his last name is going to be Enigma, as an Enigma, pun on Riddler's name, who she turns to in order to make some extra money in order to help pay for her mother's cancer treatment. Her uncle's jobs include her hosting private poker nights with Gotham's elite and bring her into contact with biologist and teacher Pammy Isley. Pammy Isley. Oh, how sweet. She's not Pamela Isley. No, she's not a. She's not the empowered. She's not the strong, powered Pamela Isley. She's Pammy Isley. Anyways, continuing on with the story here. Um, However, since she's actually working, she's no longer able to spend her time out on the streets with her activism. Oh, poor child. You actually had to go out and actually get a job to support yourself instead of being able to just lay about the house. Oh, poor child. She eventually has an encounter with Killer Croc outside of the local synagogue that leaves both her and Leibovitz injured. After waking up, they both gain the ability to communicate with each other, as well as other unnamed developments. which I'm sure are going to develop throughout the, the very what will probably be the very brief run of the series. With these new abilities, she kicks her activism into high gear and believes she can really save the world. However, she will be faced with a tough choice when she discovers that her uncle and his friends are actually some of Gotham's biggest criminals. She will have to choose between staying loyal to her uncle, who allowed her to keep her family together, or further embrace her activism. Yeah, that's a choice a lot of people have to make. It's called life. The book will also introduce a new neighborhood to Gotham City called Downriver. Artist Manuel Prietano stated, designing a new character is always a great challenge. Emily and I had great synergy in bringing Willow and her supporting cast to life. I also love being able to draw so many dogs. I hope readers enjoy discovering Gotham City's Downriver, a new neighborhood recreated for this book and its inhabitants, cute dogs included. Yeah, because Crime Alley wasn't enough of a plot point to help illustrate the negative effects of being on the lower end of the socioeconomic scale, or just the crime that comes with that. I also hope readers enjoy following the adventures of this new heroine, her friends, and the world we created. He added. Is it a he or a she? I don't know. The graphic novel is expected to hit comic book shelves on May 11th, 2021. It will retail at so you have so you have to pay almost $20 for this. Well, I think they did say it's a graphic novel after all, but still $20, almost $20 for this. Just shy of $17. Okay. Do you plan on checking out Whistle, a new Gotham City? No. Uh-uh. Anyway, so that's all the articles for tonight, guys. What did you think of all that? We once again are seeing examples of how modern day DC is just trying to go woke. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I gotta go do something real quick. All right, I'm back now. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, or have anything to say about what I've already talked about? Anything more on what I have to say or anything like that? We're about an hour and 17 minutes into this. Just tired, hanging out. Yeah, yeah. I went through like four stories already. Already at the hour and 17-minute mark. If there's not much else to talk. I mean, I might just save. I'm gonna save the other stories for tomorrow night. Maybe do four or five of them tomorrow night. So if there's nothing else, then guys, maybe we'll start wrapping this up a bit here. Are you guys ready for this day in Nietzsche history? Ready? Okay. Always. Okay. Ready? Okay. And I know ATC is lurking in there somewhere, so just gonna review here real quick. See what's up and ready here. Okay, so today is Wednesday, November the 4th, 2020. So let's go ahead and take a look back on what happened on this day in Nietzsche history. And the first thing we're going to look at, we're going to go back 30 years ago today. On this date in 1990, bit of some sad news here. Um, on this date in 1990, American animator Hicks Loki passed away at the age of 86. He is best known for his work at Fleischer Studios. He also, of course, worked on a number of other. He was an animator for Fleischer from 1934 to 38. Walter Lantz of Fleischer Studios, for those of you who don't know, was the studio that gave us the old black and white Popeye cartoons, Betty Boop, and the Superman cartoons of the early 40s. Um, Walter Lantz Studios, 1938 to 39. That was the company that gave us Woody Woodpecker, and his assortment of characters. Walt Disney Productions, 1940 to 41, where he provided character animation for the Pink Elephants on Parade segment in Dumbo. I don't know if any of you kind of remember that segment. I believe that was a segment where Dumbo actually accidentally got drunk, and he go, whoop, you know, you go, you go, you go, and he'd start seeing the pink elephants, dancing around, like, um, which was used as a common theme to depict drunkenness back then. The illusory effects, and the dance of the hours in Fantasia. And then he also did work for Hanna Barbera from 1959 to 1986. So he worked for well over 38 years for Hanna Barbera. But on this date in 1990, he passed away. He actually received the Winsor McKay Award for his lifetime work in the field of animation. So some interesting stuff there. Anyways, moving on then. Now we're gonna go back 15 years ago to today, 2005. We got a couple of interesting things coming out from 2005 here. First off, on this date in 2005, 15 years ago today, um, Magnitude Kishi, Kishiwada defeated Mochizuki for the Dragon Gate Open the Dragon Gate Championship. Oh man, what a title name! Dragon Gate Open the Dragon Gate Championship. That's an interesting name to have. Dragon Gate is a promotion that's based um, in Japan, but also has headquarters here in the states as well. So, but on this date, 15 years ago, as I said, Magnitude Kishiwada would defeat Mochizuki for the Dragon Gate Open the Dragon Gate Championship. Um, Also on this date in to the one of those times when we're going to discover that 2005 was just so nice that we have to hit it twice. So on this date, um, in 2005, 15 years ago today, the anime Karin, translated as Chibi Vampire, uh, would debut on Wow Wow network, on the Wow Wow network in Japan. Chibi Vampire, known as Japan as Karin, would make its debut on Wow Wow network on this date 15 years ago. The plot here is this: Karin Maka is the middle child in a family of vampires who immigrated to Japan. Who centuries earlier, unlike the rest of her family, Karin does not. Well, okay, centuries earlier. Unlike the rest of her family, Karin does not feed on blood. She produces it. Um, as a result, she is forced to bite others to expel the extra blood, um, lest she suffer exaggerated nosebleeds. Um, she also exhibits normal vampire traits and instead lives her. Okay, no, oh, I'm sorry, no. She also exhibits no normal vampire traits and instead lives her life just as an ordinary. So basically, it seems like she's basically more or less an ordinary. She's not a vampire. She's almost like an anti-vampire. She actually has to bite people not to spread the vampirism, but to basically keep from overloading her own self. So that seems to be what's working there. But anyways, so on this date, of course, 15 years ago, Karin would make its debut on um on the Wow network. So with that, we have one more. Oh, we have a fifth person. Hello, fifth person. You're a little late to the show. But welcome. We do appreciate any likes or shares you'd like to contribute. Anyways, and they left again. Um, anyways, one last bit of history here. Go through. That's of course in the realm of comics. Which happened, of course, 5 years ago today. And yes, you are reading that right if you are reading it. There was apparently a comic book called Sex on this date 5 years ago today, 2015. The 25th issue of Sex from Imagine Comics would go on sale on newsstands on this day for $2.99. I have no idea what this comic is about, but I'd imagine it probably has something to do with sex. But yes, on this date 5 years ago today, the 25th issue of Sex went on sale by Image Comics. Uh, wonder how much of a fit SJW could have with that one. Anyways, guys, thank you all for joining me tonight. Of course, coming up on the hour and a half mark here. I enjoyed you coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the content tonight. And we'll be back for more of it tomorrow. And until then, I shall bid you all adieu and good night. Hmm. Forced edginess. Been fun. Yeah. Anyways, good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night.